Hello and welcome to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. Well, what we got today, I would say, is if you were expecting Bonbon Island to be in the top 100 and were surprised yesterday when my only entry in the top 100 wasn't Bonbon Island, this is a similar map to Bonbon Island that has been rated by you guys as being a top map. Well done. Scores 86% approval rating, just like all the previous few maps. We've got one more on exactly 86%, which is tomorrow, and then we'll be jumping up 0.25% as of the review after that. This is Livy by Flimreh. Now, what I remember about this map, again, I've seen so many maps, some I remember, some I really don't. This one, I remember it being similar in a lot of respects to Bonbon Island, similar but different. But also, I just remember this being beautiful. I remember this being an aesthetically lovely map. So if you happen to have played Bonbon Island, you want to play a map that's a little bit similar, then perhaps have a look at this one because you won't go far wrong. Now, it's quite a recent map, released in July of 2022. We reviewed it in What's Map 1525. I gave it, not that it matters my ratings, but I know a few of you are interested. I gave this one 5 stars for aesthetics. I gave this one 5 stars for detail and 4 stars for gameplay potential. It was also on my shortlist for Map of the Year last year, so there's high praise from me anyway. Now, it's currently got, I can't read my handwriting, currently got 2,211 subscribers, 250 of which have marked this as their favourite or a favourite. It's got a 4-star rating on Steam of 68 people that have actually taken the time to rate it. Now, it does require, and don't get too itchy and scratchy on this one because there's a little bit more information that I will get to immediately afterwards. 69 items off of the workshop. However, at least a chunk of these I think you could do away with. There's a number of mods on there. I think about 15 of them are deprecated now because we've had a lot of changes in mods in the last 12 months. A lot of changes. So a few of them are deprecated mods. A few of them been superseded with alternate mods that we can be. They're not deprecated, but we have alternatives that we are now using. And so there's a whole bunch of things that if you want to play this map and you have the experience of working with different mods, you'll have no issues whatsoever. If you're new to modding, it might be a bit scary to look at the workshop because there's a whole bunch of mods down there listed as deprecated and you may not know what to do. On top of those, there are a few mods I would say aren't strictly essential, but they're good mods to have. So if you were to get rid of all of the mods and just play with a few essential mods that you want to play with, you're still going to have a good time. There's still a good chunk of things to subscribe to, circa, if 68, about 50 subscriptions off of the workshop. But it's worth it for what is a very, very pretty map indeed. So, we have an outside connection down here. We have a highway that loops the entirety of the island, which is very different from how I did my island, where I had no connections. Well, I had hidden connections. This one's very clear with its connections. If I remember rightly, I gave it 5 stars for detail. So basically, we're talking about the highest of standards. Okay? So down here, we can imagine, I don't know, we're not far from a mainland or something like that. And then we have this outside connection. It's not coming from the middle of the ocean. We're just off on the mainland. And here is Livy. Very, very pretty. I remember rightly, there's an awful lot of things going on in the first few yards. So, yeah, absolutely. This little area here, this will take us a few moments to have a look at everything. So, we had this. Now, I don't remember. I did question this, and it was covered. I'm sure Flimreh explained in the comments what that was about. I don't remember. I really don't. But anyway, yeah, we've got that. So that's a first question mark. I don't recall. Then over here, Oh, it does require some extra DLCs for some of the... Let me just go and check on the DLCs that were required. Won't be a second. It's listed for After Dark, Natural Disasters, Mass Transit and Park Life. A lot of these will be for detailing purposes only. Like this one, I'm sure was from the Natural Disasters DLC. So if you haven't got Natural Disasters, then that just won't appear. There are a few extra DLCs that if you want to bring out the full beauty of the map, you might want to subscribe into. Lots of lovely rock working, and look at how beautiful the sea is. It's so lovely. I don't think I've got the simulation running. Let me just hover the camera down there, and do we have movement? I'm not sure. Let me come out of there. There we do. We are with simulation. Simulation is running. That's fine. So, and then we have this first... Wow. Motorbikes. That was about 50 yards away, would you believe? We've got just some very slick intersection working going on here. And I think last time I went right. So this time I'm going to go left. Just because. Do a different circuit of the island from last time, and we'll take in all the little feature areas as we find them this time around. So we've got a little castle. Ooh, it's a castle. Nice little shape on that castle as well. Feels kind of, I don't know if it's this building. Is it this building makes it feel Spanish? I think it's that building that makes it feel Spanish or Italian. But anyway, nice little feature castle area going on there. And then all the way around the coast, you'll get these little coves that are big enough for a small town. Do lots of little small town builds in the coastal areas with, of course, a really strong highway network running all the way around the outside of the bay like there. Got another one all good to go. Very nice. We have not the Essential Lighthouse. Ah, isn't she ugly? I'm just joking. It's a beautiful asset, but yes, if the Essential Lighthouse isn't she lovely, then surely that cannot be lovely. That's it's not the Essential Lighthouse. How very dare you? Larger build here, larger town area, ready to go, and just have a look at the coast here, the coastline, with the just like little shapes, the little bays. And a couple of rivers, very similar in style to the way that I have my rivers on BonBon Island. I know I keep harping on about BonBon Island, but she's my baby, okay? She is my baby. We follow that one up to spawn points up here, and a little lake up at the top. That will do nicely, as they say. We're still circling around what is a lovely map. Another lighthouse over here. Why not? I say, why not? And again, more potential little small towns. I think we're at about the top end of the island now. Yeah, more or less at the top end. We will be when we hit the next cove. Then over here, we have got the sewage. Yep. Sewage and water source all set up, ready to go there. If that's what you want to be working with, that'll do fine. Then you have this bay at the top, which is the opposite end of the island. So this is like, I know you could build a small town here called Opposite End. Ascend. There you go, call it Ascend. And you can then pretend that's because you have to ascend up here to get up to the beautiful waterfalls for some lovely screenshots. Polaroids or whatever's. Another little river over here as well. Plenty of ready built intersections. In terms of gameplay, this is actually very nice indeed. Just lots of small dotted towns around the outside, around the coastlines. Not be doing much building inland because you do go fairly hilly fairly quickly. Yeah, that's just, if you're playing on this sort of island map, that's where you expect. Another little cove going on here. Plenty of I mean, it's going to be a beautiful aesthetic build. Whatever you do, It's almost got a bit of a New Zealand feel to it, I think, this map. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. And then we're almost done a full loop. Back around, another lighthouse down here. And we've done the full loop of the island. Let's follow one of these rivers here upstream and just check out some of the natural beauty on the map. Oh, we did have yes, deprecated mods. So yeah, you might if you load this map up have some slight glitchy things across the map. I didn't anticipate that. I didn't know that was going to be up here. Glad I found it. Something to discuss. But of course, if you're playing with the correct mods, the deprecated mods, almost certainly won't get this. So let's not criticize the creator for that one. Criticize the reviewer. That's me. Okay. We have a national road that cuts across from one side of the island to the other, using some very nice switchbacks and switchbacks down the other side as well, including a road that heads down to the castle and another road that heads up to the wind farm. So we have power ready to go, and an observation deck down here as well, which gives you a phenomenal view over this side of the island. Absolutely. You can see what, 1, 2, 3. If we look over that way, 4. So 4 small towns from here, maybe. What a great location for an observation deck. And do I remember also that we had some interesting detailing down here as well? I think we did. Yeah, a little it does feel very New Zealand to me. That's just my thoughts on it. Anyway, right at the top, so we've got these switchbacks that find their way up backwards and forwards over the river here. The river's very nicely done as well. Really hard to do a river. Getting a little bit of lag there. Sorry about the stuttering. That wasn't you, that was me. That was the game. Very, very hard to get rivers this narrow, this consistent, and this good looking. Part of it is the terrain work. Part of it is having a really good contrasting theme so that the water does show. And then it's just like I say, it's working the terrain. Just getting it working that narrow, that thin, that is a skill, and Flimreh is definitely skilled at that. Up top here we have the spawn lake, water spawn lake, including we got a little parking bay down here. Oh, more stuttering again. Wow. Oh, with my computer getting stuttering. But yes, it might be, like I say, because we've got some obsolete mods that are supposedly required for this. But there we are. All told, though, I think we've seen most of the map, haven't we? Is there anything I've missed? I don't really think there is. I mean, there's going to be more of a muchness and much of the sameness with the lakes. There's a couple of little lakes up in the top of the mountains here as well. Let's have a little look at a couple of these while we're here. Sirens for the BonBonBingo players. Link is in the description. That's an ambulance, that one. And yeah, and the tree work on here as well, with the just like the caps of the mountains, just clear of trees, just makes it feel really lovely. It's a very lovely map. Lots of small, ready to go as well. If you think about, if you wanted to build on this map, you just basically have to start zoning down these little areas. You could have a speed build done. I mean, you play this as a detailer, but you could have a speed build on this map done in just a few hours, couldn't you? And then you can move on to your next build. Or if you want to have one of those maps where you spend weeks and weeks and weeks making everything perfect, you could do that as well. It's ready for both, I would say. Very lovely map, that one. Very lovely map, and value for a place in the top 100. Flimreh. That's Livy by Flimreh, not Flimreh by Livy. Livy by Flimreh. Yeah, it's an alternative to Bonbon Island. If you don't like Bonbon Island, or you don't like me, and you don't want to play any of my work, it's fine. Play this one instead. It's a beauty. And that is that. So we got one more on the 86%, the top rated 86% map using Countback. That will be coming up tomorrow. Join me for that one. I just want to give a big shout out to all of the BonBon buddies on YouTube membership and on Patreon. All of you guys who have kept this channel going, and thank you very much for your continued support. Hopefully many more years of growth and exciting map and city builds. Anyway, I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.